Brazil's next president is the former army captain and right-wing politician Jair Bolsonaro, who's promising radical change.
Nosso governo será formado por pessoas que tenham o mesmo propósito de cada que me ouve nesse momento. O propósito de transformar o nosso Brasil em uma grande, livre e próspera nação.
In a country plagued by corruption, spiraling crime, and a deep economic crisis, Bolsonaro has presented himself as an anti-establishment candidate. But just how will Jair Bolsonaro change Brazil? A paratrooper turned politician, Bolsonaro has long been a champion of Brazil's former right-wing dictatorship.
Funciona. Eu sou favorável à tortura, tu sabe disso.
He has made controversial comments, including promising to put his political opponents in jail, and joked that the presidential palace is, quote, a good place to test a nuclear bomb. Some political analysts say that his victory threatens the country's democracy.
Brazilian democratic institutions have been weakened quite substantially in the past few years, especially as a result of corruption scandals. So one could make a case that democracy might be weakened under his government.
Spared by a giant corruption scandal dubbed car wash, Bolsonaro portrays himself as a clean outsider. The longtime congressman promises to bring order after years of mismanagement and corrupt government, mostly under the rule of the once powerful Workers' Party. He has also vowed to fight street crime, loosening gun control for self-defense, and empowering police forces to kill criminals in the world's most murderous country. Brazil is also going through an economic crisis, with 13 million people unemployed. Bolsonaro has proudly stated that he knows nothing about economics and is putting the fate of Latin America's largest country by GDP in the hands of the University of Chicago trained economist, Paulo Guedes. He and his team have spoken in favor of more open markets, reduced government control, and less public spending. To address Brazil's huge budget deficit and attract investment, the new government wishes to privatize state assets. Despite environmental concerns, the new administration says it intends to boost mining, nuclear power, and agricultural activities in the Amazon rainforest. Jair Bolsonaro remains a polarizing figure. Although he defeated the Workers' Party candidate Fernando Haddad, winning about 55% of the vote, he's still a very divisive politician, and that's not just because of his political views. He's made a number of offensive comments towards gays and women.
Although the 55% sounds like quite a victory, one has to take into account that there's a very big proportion of the country that's not happy with the way that the country is going.
Bolsonaro will be sworn in January for a 4-year term. The election of Brazil's next president marks another victory for populist nationalism and anti-establishment leaders across the world.